Welcome to episode 185 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton. As always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer and Matt Bowden.
Thanks.
Welcome
Hello.
to Thunderdome, bitches.
Good to be here this morning.
Hello, friends.
Is it good to be here?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I'm just making sure you're not telling people lies.
It's not bad to be here.
Yeah. It's,
So he's saying it's fair to Midland to be here?
I'm saying if it's not bad, then it's good.
it's something to do in the morning, and it's an excuse to drink coffee. So there's that.
You drink coffee? I hate coffee.
Do I drink coffee every time we're doing one of these shows? I've drink at least 4 cups of coffee. Ricky just keeps bringing them in.
Are you a coffee drinker, Dan?
I'm not.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
I am not. I am more of an energy drink.
I don't mind coffee itself. I mind the people who are like, oh, I can't function because I didn't have my coffee yet.
Yeah.
Like, fucking grow up.
Yeah, I'm not like that. Now, I get a headache if I don't have coffee in the morning, but then I just take some headache medicine.
Well, I'm the same way with heroin.
Oh, okay.
So, I
mine's
just wake
meth.
up.
Mine's meth.
Whoa. You want to die?
Well, we're all going to.
I mean, who needs veins anyway, right? Am I right?
I'll tell you the problem why people keep
I
doing
smoke
meth is
mine.
people are
Who's
always...
opening up a Hall's cough drop right now?
Nobody had some water. It's got the sport top, so when I'm active...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't have to stop what I'm doing. I
feel like the sport top is wasted on you. Just so
Yeah.
you know.
No, I like to squirt it in my mouth like farther back than it needs to be.
Like a jogger? Like a jogger would when he's jogging,
Like a
even
stream
though
of
you
pee?
don't jog?
Right.
Right.
I like to do that.
Like a
But
stream
then-
of pee. Now you're getting into weird fetishes.
Here's what I don't understand about the sport bottle is how to drink it quietly. Because you have to squeeze it, but then it has to go back to its form.
Yeah, it's definitely not made for the library.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to drink it quietly. I think it's so that people go, what the hell is that? And you have to go, oh, it's just my sport bottle. Don't worry, man.
Like a ninja can't ever use a sport top, and that's upsetting.
No.
I like the sport top.
I know,
one has
because it squirts into your mouth like pee. You told us that.
This is easy sip, easy grip, flip and go. Deer Park brand.
Deer Park. Gross, man. Spend another $1. Get some good stuff.
It's all the same shit.
It's not.
It's all coming out of a faucet
Listen,
in southern
spring water and purified water are two different things. Spring water is gross.
No, it's got a deer standing in the stream. What else do you want?
Oh, so it's got deer poopy hooves in it. That's great.
Yeah. It's better than the human feces in the other.
Can't win them all, bro.
Yummy.
I've seen
Deer
the process
and human
of
feces.
Listen, I've seen the process of shitty water come in and drinking water go out.
Really?
Yeah, way back in the day.
Over at the Guthrie water treatment facility?
The Elkton plant.
Oh, never been to the Elkton plant. Been to the Guthrie one.
It was straight up shit water.
Was this a field trip or something?
Yep.
I hope.
No, mine wasn't.
You just,
mine
you just
was.
went to hang out?
No, mine was more like a
You were curious about the process?
requirement. And no, I got community service. I had to do 8
sure
hours.
you did.
I swear, I had to do 8 hours.
For what?
Driving on a suspended license. And
Improper start, improper stop.
which is impossible, but story for another time. You can't stop. You can't start if you didn't
Sorry
stop.
for right now.
That was my whole argument. Is you can't write me for improper stop and improper start. I could only have done one.
Right.
Because if I didn't stop, I couldn't have started. He did not agree with me. But I got 8 hours of community
that
service.
was actually a fair argument, though.
I thought
It's
so.
a really good argument. It's the best argument I've ever heard.
Yes.
So I got 8 hours of community service, and they sent me to the water treatment facility, which I worked there for about 4 hours. They signed off on 8 hours, but it was like a field trip. Like, I didn't do anything. They brought me breakfast. They showed me how everything worked, and they're like, just hang out for a while, clean the break room up, and let me know when you're done. I did that, and they're like, just go ahead and go. We got you.
Nice.
So it was similar to a field trip, but I didn't want water anymore after I left.
Mm-hmm.
It was so shitty, like, that my eyes burned when it came in. And there's this big, like, rotating thing that just scoops, like, the stuff that's not shit that's in the shit water off. and it just smelled so bad as this big like paddle went around stirring the shit up.
All right. I had to give me just a minute. I have to apparently go let my dog in because my wife is not around.
We'll tell shit stories.
I'm still
later
interested
on.
in this.
Yeah.
I shall return. You guys continue talking about shit water. I'll be back. I'm coming right back. I promise.
So
You kind of understand that, though, right? Because like most of water is pee, and you know the poops in the water. You can filter all that stuff out.
So once it leaves where like the chip bags and the weird shit that people flush and everything, once it gets all that out, then it drained out of this big vat into this thing that basically slung. It's basically these big rotating like brushes that just break the shit up.
Like into smaller pieces.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it spins really fast and keeps going until it's just a straight brown liquid.
We have painter's tape. Yeah, it'll work.
I've returned.
And then
I'm having a private conversation right now.
Yeah, I don't understand why either one of y'all aren't ready to do a podcast.
Recording.
What do you mean?
You left and Matt's talking to somebody else.
We're painting today.
I didn't leave.
You're not painting during the podcast.
I explained what I had to do, and it's because normally my Nicole would do it, but she's currently sleeping. So my
We're
other
painting
option was
today
to
and-
let the dog be out there barking.
We've been thinking we had to go buy painter's tape this whole time, and Ricky comes in with a fat roll of blue painter's tape.
Seems like it could have waited. That's all I'm saying.
Well, maybe.
Anyways, once the poo breaker upper gets done with it, then that brown liquid then goes through the filtration process, and then when it leaves, it rolled down these. I remember these steps, like these stone steps that it goes down, as the final part before it goes back out, and it was clear water when it left.
Was it?
Exactly. But I look at 15 feet apart, that vat holding shitty water, and then the clear water going out, and I was like, no sir.
No, sir, not today, not ever.
I'll drink deer shit water over human shit water any day.
I feel like shit is shit.
No, that's incorrect.
I don't feel like it matters much where it comes from. Either way, it's still a waste product of an animal. So it probably doesn't matter much.
Really, so if someone was like, you can eat this 400-pound man's pile of shit, or you can eat a kitten shit.
Well, that's
There's
how
no
would
difference.
That's
I would not eat the kitten shit, let's be clear.
There's no difference.
First of all, I would say no thank you to both.
You'd have to finish, too. You can't just take a bite. You have to finish it.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not having this conversation because it's going to make me throw up. That's fucking gross, and that's not what we're talking about.
I want to talk about
We're
Song of the
talking
Deep.
about water filtration.
I want to talk about Song of the Deep. Because
We'll
it takes
talk
place
about
in
it.
the water.
Great. This is my nightmare.
But is it shit water or is it filtered water?
It's pretty filtered.
Okay.
It's good. It's very much a Metroidvania side scroller, 2D-ish. It's fun. It reminds me of that old school, just toss you in, let you figure it out kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's weird. But there's something like kind of relaxing about it. I'm not super deep. I probably played 2 hours of it. I'm not really sure how long it is, but it's a lot of back and forth. As you get new abilities, the way I am, I like to go back and get it then instead of waiting.
You got to go all the way back to get whatever you couldn't get before.
They have the little warps and stuff, so you don't have to travel actually all the way back. But for those who haven't seen it, you're basically in a submarine. I think later on you do actually get out of there, but I've only played the portion where you're in the homemade submarine, and you got a little claw that shoots out and grabs shit, and you're collecting stuff, breaking walls, attacking enemies. You can throw shit at enemies, or you can just smack them with your claw that shoots out. It is all underwater. I don't think it would creep you out like you think it would.
Yeah, I've watched some of it. It looks like a 2D, like that style of game. I don't know. It's just underwater. It
doesn't
I don't
have
know.
to be underwater though. Like
right, like it could easily be outer space.
right. That's why I don't think it would creep you out that much, because if it was a spaceship and you just, because in the background you'll see like these big weird fish swimming around and stuff like that, but they're way
Right,
back there.
But that's the part that I don't like, when they're just like silhouettes way back there. That freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't think it would as much. It's kind of cartoony looking too.
Yeah, I've seen it. I mean, it's fine. It's just not a game that I feel compelled to play.
Me either.
It's totally worth it for $15 if you're into those kind of games. If you're not, then you know what you're getting. But for $15, I think it's really, really good. I mean, it's not a 10 or anything. It's not a perfect game, but it's better than average. It's probably somewhere in like the 7.5 mark.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, if this is the kind of game you're interested in, and you haven't played it yet, you should purchase Shadow Complex rather than this.
No, I totally disagree with that. I don't think Shadow Complex holds up as good as people want it to.
Shadow Complex is fucking good.
It was good. I just don't think it's as good as it. I think Song of the Deep. I would rather play Song of the Deep.
I don't know. It just doesn't look. It doesn't look compelling to me at all.
It's interesting. The art style is awesome. The narrative is fascinating. It really reminds me of like this game could have come out. I couldn't have looked like this, but it could have come out on the Super Nintendo and been right at home. And,
right. Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, it had that vibe to me. Like it could have come out on like a. It looks like a Dreamcast game to me.
It totally could have been a Dreamcast game. Not graphically, I don't think it could have been because it looks really, really good. But the game like reminds me of kind of more where I came from.
I've been drinking it.
It's simple and it's neat. I think it's a good spot for GameStop to have started with Game Trust.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably a great palate cleanser for Insomniac. They're doing a ton of shit over there, and it was probably nice to take a little break and have some fun and not be
probably
so serious.
Something nice and easy to break up the monotony of working on Spider-Man, because that's probably taking up all their freaking time.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they've worked on that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was the new thing I played, and I really like it. And I'm going to finish it, which is weird for me.
Right, because you never finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been on the fence about grabbing Overwatch all week, and I still am, and so I still may try to scoop up a deal on that at some point. We talked about it last week and how much everybody's playing it, and I looked at my friends list last night, and everybody was playing it, and I thought, well, fuck, maybe it's time to buy into that. So there's a good chance that
next time you're on, you're going to be talking about Overwatch?
Yeah, that I will have played Overwatch. Disappointingly, the one thing that I have gone back and played is Metal Gear Solid 5.
I saw you playing that the other night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what happens is I got this itch, and I've been playing a lot of wrestling, and there were a couple game sales, so I grabbed like Swindle and stuff like that. And I've been playing some independent games that really kind of got me back into feeling like I could sit down and play a game and not feel like I was wasting my time. And I started thumbing through the drawer, and Metal Gear Solid 5 kind of catches my eye. I thought, well, maybe I didn't give it a fair shake of the dick. Let me go pop it back in and see. Like, let me just finish the last like 4 missions. Let me get the secret ending. Let me see if it's really a game that I dislike or if I was just being super critical of it. And I'm stuck in a mission now where you can't return to the helicopter to reconfigure your loadout. You can't. It's the hardest mission in the game, so it's difficult to beat. And I don't want to get anything less than an S rank on it because I don't want to replay it later. So I'm in a situation where I will probably never finish the game because I don't feel compelled to beat this mission anymore. So,
you were saying like you actually couldn't finish it.
No. I've reached a point where like the frustration level of being able to finish the level with. Okay, so what happens is you choose your gear for a mission, and then you finish that one. It automatically feeds you into this last mission, which is fine, but you don't ever get the chance unless you like spend the $1 million to call in a full resupply drop of like, hey, let me get this suit and then let me get this gun, and it costs $30,000 every time you order one thing by itself. So you either do that or you try to do it on the gear that you had from the last mission, which just doesn't work. and it's just a pain in the ass. It's really hard. It's really unforgiving. With the loadout that I have anyway, which is a bunch of non-lethal gear, it was just a pain in the ass.
Song of the Deep actually broke, and I had to start over.
Really?
Yeah. It was my fault because I couldn't figure out what to do. And there's this head that you have to put on a statue, and it opens a gate.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't figure out what the fuck to do, so I kept blasting at the gate itself, trying to get it to open.
Yeah.
And it just glitched right through the gate, and then I couldn't grab it anymore.
Oh shit.
So as soon as it went through, I was like, fuck. So I immediately quit, went back in, but I had saved it. It was like right beside a save. So if you go right over top of a save, it'll save it anytime you're riding around. So I saved it on the other side of the fucking door.
Damn.
Luckily, it's only like 20 minutes into the game. Because had it been like 3 hours in the game, I probably would be done with that game. But it happened really early on, and it was clearly my fault. Because I probably shot it at that door like 30 times, because in my mind, I thought that I could blast through that cage.
Right.
That sounds like you.
Well, here's the problem, is when you go down there, it says, like, if you boost and throw the object at the same time, it does like a super throw. But what it's talking about is right beside me, you throw it down there, and it goes in and attaches to a body and opens it. What I thought is I could fucking toss it really hard through that thing. Because it told me between both those things.
Right.
But I was only looking at the gate itself. So I was like, clearly I'm not doing this power throw right. But I did have to restart that. The update on Pokemon Go, I've got half now. I've caught half.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Halfway there.
Sounds like a waste.
Oh no, it's real good.
Sounds like a waste.
It's good for like the way that I play it. Like,
which is casually.
When I have
like
5 minutes,
cash.
when I have 6 minutes, when I'm waiting, when I have to go somewhere and pick something up, or like, go to get Chinese food, it's not ready yet, so I can pull it up and play it. So I play it several times a day, probably 10 to 20 times a day, but it's really brief.
Yeah.
It's also got me way more active, which is nice, because I still hate doing those things, but I can kind of justify it if I'm doing something I enjoy. And I thought it would start to die down, but it's still fucking banging here. Like, there are people everywhere doing it here.
I think there's going to be a lot of people doing it for a long time, it seems like.
Yeah, this past weekend here, they had a Pokemon Go pub crawl.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus Christ.
I thought it would... Like, you go by restaurants and stuff that on their signs say, like, Pokestop here, and I'm like, God damn. Like, everybody's just embracing it. I went on my lunch break down to the little river walk we have here in town, which is full of Pokestops. And it was 100 degrees that day. And I pull in to eat my hot dogs there, because I'm not trying to be out walking around.
Right.
I'm going to sit in the AC and eat slam down some dogs from Chi-Town. And there's probably 200 people outside in 100-degree weather walking around. Like, sweating it out and clearly getting in better shape than they were in. And I'm like, man, you really want to fucking play. Because I want to play too, but I'm doing it from my car with the AC set on Snowflake. While I eat hot dogs in front of them.
Right.
But yeah, I would have... I really believe that this game would be dying down by now.
Nope, no sign of it yet.
Did you do the pub crawl?
No.
You should have.
No. I had to work the next day. They did it on a Thursday night.
Well, that's a weird night.
Yeah, it's not my style.
Are you still playing, or have you...
On and off. On and off. Not like you. I don't. It's gotten to the point where... Because... Okay, it is not compelling enough for me to actually do stuff. Like, walk.
Right.
I should say.
Go on.
But, I pretty much only go to the same places. I go home and I go to work. So, yeah, I have it on when I'm at home and at work, but I don't go anywhere.
I've probably walked close to 10 miles since I got it. Like, extra on top of what I would normally walk.
Yeah, see, that's not my style at all.
But it's different. Like, I'm not going walking...
I should say, we did go to the water park last week.
Right.
And the same one we talked about before. And they must have a block or something. Because I was connected to their Wi-Fi, but it would never find the GPS signal.
That sucks. It's like they don't want you to have fun.
I'm sure it's because it would overload their Wi-Fi.
Probably, but still.
And they know that because there's so many children there, but...
But do they want people to come in and
people come in anyway, the place is fucking packed.
Yeah, well, right. I mean, people probably getting on the cell, the data, using the data to play.
Oh, no, I tried that too, and I still couldn't pick up the GPS location because it is out kind of in the middle of nowhere.
That must be the problem. It must not be the Wi-Fi. It must just be because you're fucking in the middle of nowhere.
So
right.
So that didn't work. So
it doesn't work really good in buildings either. Like a lot of times, if I'm in a building, I have to use Wi-Fi because it can't pick me up.
Yeah.
But usually, like in my house and stuff, or if I'm at work, I'm connected to Wi-Fi anyway, so it's not a big deal. And as soon as I go outside, it jumps back to the cell. But yeah, I don't know. I like it for what it is. It's still not a good game, but I like the collecting aspect. I like Pokemon, so there's that. Finally got Jigglypuff, which is a pretty big moment for me.
Yeah, I know. That's all I heard you fuckers talk about the other night.
That's pretty much all me and Howard talk about.
I know. It's annoying.
There's about 10 to 15 photos sent a day when we catch stuff, just to make the other person feel bad.
Yeah,
which is nice also because I've got about 3 or 4 people I'm doing that with, so there's a lot of Pokemon text going out and a lot of jealousy.
Can I just say how thankful I am that I'm not in that fucking group?
I mean, if you played it like you cared, you would be. That's all I'm
glad that I'm not a part of any of it.
It's not my thing.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
No, if it was fucking Masters of the Universe Go, I might be all about that.
The 3 people that I communicate most with, I mean, they played growing up also.
Yeah.
So
that was not me. Like I said, Pokemon was after me. I was into...
Yeah, Pokemon was after me too. I'm not sure how you got so into it, Ryan.
Probably because I embraced the Nintendo handhelds.
Right, that makes sense.
If you had Game Boys and Game Boy GBAs or even DS, I mean, I have every Pokemon on a handheld except for the new ones.
It's pretty much all there was to play, so you had to play it.
I mean, there was tons of stuff to play, but they're fucking fun. I don't know. I just have always played them. I never was like a huge super fan, but I've always played them and enjoyed them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I still have all those and the strat guides for them, and I casually enjoy that franchise. And cool. So Pokemon Go is a good excuse for me to walk and play a game that I kind of enjoy. And to, it's about collecting, so you get those bragging rights. When you get something really good and you know it's good,
yeah,
it's nice to send that to somebody and be like, fuck you.
Yeah. I guess.
Well, if it's Metal Gear Solid Go, you would understand.
No, man, I don't know.
But only you and 6 people would be playing, so.
Right, the hardcore fans? Mass Effect Go.
Ooh,
I'm all over that.
Yeah, but see, Metal Gear would be too hard for people to understand. I don't think you could just jump into something that deep. Where even people that don't understand Pokemon, you don't need to. They're fun little cartoon things. There's not really a story that you need.
Right.
Even Mass Effect, I think, would be hard. You could do, Pac-Man Go, where you're, collecting dots and other people were ghosts or something like that. You do something simple like that, but the hard stuff I don't think would work. Now, the downside is all the shitty games that'll pop up, the shitty clones that'll pop up now.
Right.
I haven't seen any yet.
I haven't either.
You gotta have a pretty... Niantic did their work with this game because... they had their map and everything, and they had it populated, and they knew where spots were, and it's not something you could throw up overnight.
Right.
Also being
there'll be some coming.
Also being a company that was previously owned by Google, they had a pretty robust map system because they used Niantic pretty much to develop all the walking trails that are in Google Maps. So... it's a lot of using everybody to get to the point where Pokemon Go was able, a thing that they could create. But yeah, that game is
Did you play anything else?
I like what it's doing. No, not some Ori, some Rocket League, nothing major.
Gotcha.
Me either.
Rocket League, Jesus God.
Only one new thing that I've played this week. Because it was on sale. We've talked
Tell me
about it
about
before.
He's played it like every night too.
It's an amazing game.
It is.
It is Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
I picked up Sleeping Dogs for $9.99, the Ultimate Edition, so you get all the DLC.
For $9.99, it's a good-ass game.
It's a great deal. It's a great deal. I had forgotten how much fun it was. I mean, I had kind of remembered, but I had forgotten. Does that make sense? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I had an idea that I remembered it being fun.
I'm super confused now.
No, I'm with you. I got it.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I remembered it being fun, but I'd forgotten how it was fun.
How fun it was?
No, how, like, what made it fun.
Well, now I'm lost.
You know, the melee.
I'm fond of it, but I completely forgot about it.
What am I talking about again?
I don't know. You're talking
I don't know
about
what's happening.
Sleeping Dogs.
I had remembered it being a fun game, but I had forgotten what it was that made it fun.
Okay.
Does that make sense now?
Just go ahead and move on with it, yeah.
Probably as close as you're going to get, yeah.
I had forgotten how well everything came together to make it such an enjoyable experience.
Okay.
Great story, great backdrop, great mechanics. Melee is so good in it.
The knife fighting is really
The
fun.
knife fighting is fun. Cockfighting, racing.
Nothing like fighting with some cocks.
Sword fight, I think they call it.
Sword fight.
Sure.
Different kind of cock.
Or
Not
is it?
not as different as you think.
In the game, we're talking roosters.
Yeah, I remember the cockfights. There's a trophy associated with the cockfighting.
There is. Did you 100% that game?
I don't think so.
No, you just did everything you could do in it, but you didn't platinum it.
Let's see.
Is that the one that has that opening sequence that's so like Lethal Weapon meets I'm trying to think of what else, but like you do that run, like that free run through like a little China area.
Yeah, through a market.
Yeah, that opening sequence is really fun.
Yeah.
The whole game's really fun. I'm trying to see if I'm loading up the trophies now to see if I got the platinum in that game.
I think you did.
I think I did too.
Yeah. I remember you working on it for a while.
I fucking love that game.
I remember you saying you did everything in it. I didn't know if that included the platinum or not.
I think so. I beat the drum on that game. I fucking loved it. I wanted everybody to play that game.
Yeah.
Appreciate this fucking app being so slow.
That's what happens.
Alright, trophies.
That's really the only thing I played that was really any different, though. I did download the free, the Dungeons and Dragons MMO. I can't remember what it's called.
Neverwinter?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I know that they came out with two that were in the same week. They did Neverwinter and something else all in the same week.
Yeah, there's one's pay for, one's a free-to-play MMO.
Yeah, I think Neverwinter's the free one.
One's a top-down, like a isometric 4-player gauntlet style, I think.
Yeah.
I downloaded whatever the free one is, but I haven't played it yet.
I was going to ask you, is it worth the shit?
I wish I knew.
Yeah, I did platinum Sleeping Dogs.
Okay.
But I never played any of the DLC, so it's a 75% platinum because I never bought Year of the Snake or Nightmare in North Point.
Fuck.
Gotcha. Well, I have both of those. So. And right now I'm dressed up like a 1980s Korean or Japanese, Chinese gangster. So
I look like Don Johnson, and I drove like a bright orange Lamborghini. That's what
I've forgotten. You know what is like one of the best things about this game is it gives you, there's so much stuff you can buy, but it kind of like you have to open up certain levels in order to buy the stuff. And by that time, you've got a ton of money, so you can buy the shit.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. It's a little thing, but it's super important. Because like, oh, I want a new car. Oh, cool. What do we got here?
That game did a lot right.
Yeah, it did.
It didn't try to be Grand Theft Auto. It very much did its own thing. The United Front are the people responsible for Mod Nation, so I thought the driving was pretty solid.
The driving was probably the best part of that game.
Yeah, the driving was just good.
Yeah, a lot of profanity for no reason.
Feels
though.
different.
A lot of profanity.
Oh yeah, but I'm afford that.
The profanity was the part that I couldn't get behind.
It's unjustified in that game a lot of times, but the game itself, I thought, it was good enough to overlook the fact that they felt like they had to put that in there.
Yeah.
That's how those kind of gangsters talk.
I don't know any gangsters like that.
Yeah, me either.
Well, you're not hanging out with the right people, my friends.
I guess that's a perspective thing. I don't want to be murdered.
Don't be murdered. Just do what you're told. Follow the rules.
That doesn't sound like me.
Sometimes you're set up to fail, though.
That's what happens when you're part of the family, man.
You're never really part of the family, though. That's the problem.
Oh, you are so wrong.
You're part of the family until it's convenient.
You're always part of the family.
Matt, did you play anything interesting?
Just that Metal Gear.
That's it.
That he already talked about.
I've been seriously thinking about playing Metal Gear again lately.
Yeah, it's so I don't know. It's just there's something about it that makes me want to go back, and then when I get back into it, I end up going eh.
I don't plan to do any missions when I play it again. I'm just gonna capture like animals and ride around and have fun.
Just gonna wander around.
Yeah.
Get
outposts and just hang out and have a good time.
Yeah, I finished all the side missions. I think what I want to do is get the platinum. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know.
Let's talk about Comic-Con.
Aight then.
San Diego Comic-Con 2016 going right now.
Oh yeah, that is this weekend, isn't it?
It is. It's a thing that's happening.
I'm just kidding. Of course I knew it was this weekend. Of course I've been paying attention to it.
Now you seem like you're trying to backtrack.
Oh,
Slow
really?
down, Dan.
Oh, really?
Just tell the truth the first time.
You're sounding a lot like Microsoft did when they announced the Xbox One.
Next time I see you, I'm going to punch you right in the throat.
Who are you really upset at? You upset at me or are you upset at you for forgetting that Comic-Con was going on?
I'm upset at you because you guys know that I knew Comic-Con was going on.
We did spend an hour before we started recording talking about Comic-Con. So.
When you say we, you mean you two.
Yeah.
Yeah, not you.
While you zoned out trying not to listen.
I played Pokemon while y'all did that.
Because you don't. Because you apparently don't like fun.
I'm going to go over some stories. You guys feel free to add a bunch of shit I don't care about at the end.
Okay.
Most of my stuff is semi-game related.
Okay.
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare includes a remake of the beloved map Terminal. So it's shown off there.
I don't even know what that is. What is that? Is that the airport?
It's the airport one, I think.
Great.
Gears of War director that teases a possible movie, which I won't see.
Nope.
Nor will I.
Street Fighter V's Yuri arrives next week, so like a month and a half late.
Uh-huh.
That's still a thing?
Yeah, people are playing that. Apparently the game is awesome. The support has been terrible. They were going to do the standalone store. They've now like cut that idea out, and they're just going to sell it through the PlayStation Store, which makes more sense anyways.
Right.
They had to kill off the in-game currency. Like the June update didn't hit till like July. Everything's fucked in this game. But the game itself apparently is really good. So it's unfortunate because this was a chance I feel like for PlayStation to kind of get a leg up on the fighting scene. But
not anymore.
Sounds like they fucked it up. A new Overwatch art book and graphic novel are coming in 2017, so now might be a good time to jump in that game. So that next year you can buy an art book and a graphic novel you're not interested in.
Yeah.
Square Enix showed off Batman statues that look awesome.
Yeah, they've been doing Batman statues for a while.
These are more like Square than they are Batman. Like it's very much their interpretation, and I think they look cool.
No, they look great, but they've been doing these for... Square Enix has been doing Batman for a while.
Yeah, they do like everything. They have a huge DC line.
I have some Square... Now, the one that's really cool is the one-off that's like the Attack on Titan. That's half and half. That one's really cool. There are some really cool one-off statues that clearly won't go into production. There's some
Right.
cool Marvel shit in here too.
Yeah.
They're
They have a Green Lantern one, Square Enix Green Lantern one.
Yeah, their statues are pretty good. I think they're a little overpriced. But
All of the collectible figures and action figures are overpriced.
overpriced.
squares are even more expensive than most.
Yeah, which reminds me, I've got something that you're going to want to spend $400 on. Let me. I'll have to send you a link afterwards.
Who's this for?
For Ryan.
Okay.
On pre-order right now for $100 a piece. The link escapes me. They are taking orders on 1/4 scale Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle statue figures that are modeled from the original movie.
That's pretty bad.
They look incredible.
Yeah, it's
like
pretty
I would give up some fingers for them. They look great.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, I do.
But I probably won't spend that money on it. But I'd like to have them.
Yeah, I will probably spend that money on them.
That's just a...
Comic-Con, they showed off a Arrow Black Canary statue that I want.
But
Comic-Con's the worst time of year for me, right beside E3 and like
All kinds
Tokyo
of stuff
Game
you just
Show.
want to spend money on.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what are you saving up for vacation? Not anymore. What's that? You got a car payment? Nah, let it go.
Yep. House payment. Well, time to start saving boxes.
Rent's due on the 1st? Nah, man, rent's due at the end of the month.
Oh,
Go ahead and buy this.
You got 3 months before they can evict you. You're fine.
Right. It takes them 14 days to evict. You got another paycheck coming between now and then. Just buy this.
I'm not super huge into like statues and stuff like that. I like the ones for the game characters that I enjoy, and that's about it. Like I've got 40 Sackboy figures, but I just don't.
So it sounds like you might be into them.
Just for the things I like that's it though. Like
Like
those Ninja Turtle
that's-
things sound awesome, but
that's-
I'm not gonna buy them.
Well, that's all I'm into is the stuff that I like.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you like really like that stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, so what we have here is we have a wall that has like those, 4-shelf glass cases that you can see through all sides of them. One of them's Batman, one's Metal Gear, one's Legos, and one of them is like miscellaneous stuff, but it has like, Ninja Turtles and
Which you have
like,
way
all that
more
stuff.
than I do.
Yeah, but I mean, I only intend to ever have enough to fill those, and if I get more, like I'll buy another case. But the idea isn't to buy everything; it's to buy enough stuff to have out on display so that there's something interesting to look at every once in a while.
I mean, all I really buy is Green Arrow stuff and Mass Effect stuff.
But you buy like all of it.
I buy as much of it as I can. Yeah.
Right. And they make more of it than they do for the things that I like.
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
but I mean, you can still get that stuff
It's hard to find.
and make a display of it.
It's hard to find a lot of it. Like they were doing I don't think it ever came out because it didn't get enough pre-orders. But they were doing like a Delson. I think it was maybe Sideshow or somebody was making one. It wasn't them. It was somebody else. But it was like a Delson Row Sackboy, and it looked awesome. But like get enough pre-orders to come out because nobody wants that.
Yeah, it's Sackboy, which is already limited, and it's Delson Row, which is terrible.
I mean, that game was awesome, but a lot of people,
It wasn't.
Yeah, quiet down, man.
a lot of people,
It wasn't awesome.
a lot of people are going to want the Delson statue, not a
Sackboy.
Sackboy Delson. Yeah. So I just feel like a lot of the things that I'm into because I like the weird shit, they're not going to make.
Yeah,
as
but
many
you
of.
have a great video game collection. You could make a really cool display of like consoles and classic games and stuff like that.
Yeah, potentially if I could ever get organized.
Well, you just got to do it, bruh.
I do plan to very soon have everything set up to where I can actually play the older ones at willy-nilly. So, all right, let's continue with this. Injustice 2 showed off 2 new characters, Wonder Woman and Blue Beetle.
Yep. Blue Beetle still looks like somebody I hate. Wonder Woman, the more I see of her, the more compelling
She looked pretty
that
good.
character is. Yeah, and the movie trailer also, which I don't think you have listed, popped up this week, and the movie trailer is fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Cannot wait to watch that movie.
Me either.
Apparently Star Wars 8 is officially done shooting.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're going into post, and then, of course, they'll have to do reshoots and everything like that, but it's moving right along. They showed off a Game of Thrones Season 7 teaser, if that's something anybody's interested in.
Who cares?
South Park Fractured But Whole. They revealed their original name was Butthole of Time.
That's even better.
And the retailers told Ubisoft they would absolutely not sell Butthole of Time in their stores. So Trey Parker sat at his desk for hours trying to figure out how he could still say butthole and not get in trouble.
The Butthole of Time would have been so much better.
No, it wouldn't have, because it doesn't have the same play on words.
Well, so
yeah, because it doesn't have the play on words, but
I mean,
the Butthole
it's
of Time
straight up
is fucking
butthole.
great.
well, you have a magical butthole in the game, which allows you to actually tear open time.
Right.
Oh my god!
So that's why it
what's
was
great
the
about the
butthole
fractured butthole. That's a great little play on words.
Right. So he said he was this butthole, and that's how he arrived at fractured butthole. It also, they have a new behind the scenes video with them talking with Matt and Trey talking. They're like super passionate about that game, and they watched videos of prominent YouTubers playing Stick of Truth, and they just took notes of the things that they didn't like.
That's smart.
Because
that's smart.
Those
man.
are the people, that other people listen to. So to make a game that answers some of those flaws that people saw originally, it means they're going to get a more positive reception on those. PewDiePie is the main one he watched, and if he says this combat's lame, like that means we need to start over with the combat.
Right.
Now, some YubTubers are fucking dum-dums, and nobody should ever listen to them or watch them. And pretty much anybody that just shouts and yells at the camera is going to go right on that list for me.
Yeah.
But, and PewDiePie is right at the top of the list for me of somebody that I couldn't give a shit if he fell off a mountain because his videos are stupid. But
his reviews
here's what's very smart about watching his videos is he gets like 1 million hits per video.
He gets way over that.
The dude's doing something that people
Enjoy.
are right, but he also
are drawn to.
Take the shtick away, and he's probably a legitimately smart gamer, and he probably does have something really smart to say about your game. He just has to present it in a way that fucking dummies want to listen to. So
I want to see. I'm going to check real quick and just see what his Stick of Truth video, how many hits it had.
probably 6 million, 13 million, something in that range.
He did several videos, it looks like. Let's find this one. 17 million views.
Good God.
So it makes sense to listen to him and take the things he says because it's going to go out to 17 million people or more this time.
Well, that or he's, if you've got if what he's saying is truthful and you've got 17 million people saying, yeah, we agree with that.
He's the gospel,
okay.
right?
Right, it's probably okay to take his opinion as truth on that.
Right, and I think if you take your top 15 YouTubers and they're all saying this is neat, but it's really limited, then you could probably think there's something with that.
Right.
Right.
And I think it's smart to listen. I mean, it's hard just to look at comments and be like, this sucks, but to hear several people who have huge audiences all saying the same thing and then seeing people in the comments agree with what they're saying is a good place to start.
Huge audience or not, I mean, I think if you can, those are going to be the easiest ones to find. But I think as a game developer, and this has nothing to do with South Park anymore, but if you are a game developer and you are trying to see what what worked and what didn't work in your game, YouTube's a great spot to go. But you also don't have to go to the ones with the huge followings. You just have to go to the videos where somebody is making a good point about your game for better or worse.
Yeah, but I think just one of those isn't going to do it. That's why you've got to go to the larger ones because you're getting a larger range of opinions.
For sure, but if your job is to make sure that your next game is better than the first one, you're going to watch more than just the top ones. You're going to start digging through a little bit. And to Ryan's point, you want to avoid the ones where people go, "Oh, this sucks" because it sucks.
Right.
But if you find the video with 1,000 views where somebody says, "Hey, this map could be improved by doing this," or maybe an alternate take on this would be here or there, maybe this character, that's just as valuable information as a 17 million view video.
Right.
So I think as a developer, it's smart to have done what they did going forward with Butthole of Time, which is what I'm going to call it forever. I I'm sure game developers do this. I'm sure there's somebody on staff who's responsible for doing this at large studios. But if there's not, I think Trey Parker and Matt Stone are. They
Brilliant.
do innovative things. Right. They always have. Yeah, they're two of the smartest men on the planet. And if they're setting a precedent by doing that, I think everybody should follow suit 100%.
And I just think that everything about the way, even the turn-based combat, which is a little more tactical in the new one, like it just makes sense because the reason they do it is so that they can still have their comedic timing.
Right.
They don't have to, if it wasn't, then they would have to sacrifice what South Park is and to stay in line with that. I know tons of people who hate South Park that love those games or love that game and have already pre-ordered the new one. So I think they're doing something really smart with games, and I think this one will do even better than the last. And if you're on the fence about it, you should pre-order it because then you get the original on PS4 or Xbox One.
2 games for the price of 1.
Sorta.
Can't beat that deal.
I also like that it takes place the very next day.
Right.
So it is the day after Stick of Truth. And I think that's pretty smart, too. Just because kids do play different things every day. And that's the way we used to do it when I was growing up. Like maybe you're playing Ninja Turtles and the next day you're outside playing G.I. Joe.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking chaos like that. I'm going to skip that because nobody cares. I'm going to skip the next 3.
Fuck you, dude.
I'm going to skip the next 3 because nobody cares. You care about Ghost Rider being an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4?
Yeah, that's a big deal for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Get Ghost Rider. It's not Johnny Blaze.
Ghost Rider a big deal
It's going to be
anymore?
Robbie Reyes. You know what? Just fuck it. Move on. We'll move on to your stupid shit. What do you got to go over?
Kojima had a movie for his production company, his logo, I guess, that was kind of neat.
Yeah, I'm still not 100% certain what this is. I don't know if how you get the little splash screen of the game company, like when you fire up a video game. I don't know if this is what's going to show every time you fire up. It is, yeah. It's also not very concise. It's very abstract. It's cool.
It's a moon guy,
right? It's the Luden, which is the gamer, the exploratory gamer,
an astronaut explorer in a weird spacesuit. But then some sort of holographic whale jumps from behind him and makes a pixely wave.
Right. It looks incredible, and in Kojima's wacky abstract brain, it's brilliant.
He's really into whales.
But to the rest of the world, it is like everything else the man does. It's confusing right now, and in 10 years, when everybody's overanalyzed it, we'll figure out what the point of it was.
He's more into whales than I ever realized.
The man's a genius. He's like going on 60, and he looks like he's 22.
He has aged well.
Yeah, and his brain apparently is just like becoming more and more childlike the older he gets. Like just more and more abstract and like, it's just I don't know. I'm excited to see what comes of this company. I'm excited to see what comes of his games and of this video. But what the fuck does any of it mean? I don't know.
I don't either. That's what I have for the things that I remotely care about for Comic-Con, so I'll let you guys discuss anything you have that I might have skipped.
The only thing that's not on this list that means anything is the Justice League trailer previewed. And it wasn't even a Justice League trailer. It was just a thing put together for Comic-Con.
Yeah.
They gave a really good character introduction for Justice League going forward with the characters that people may not... Well, the people know, but they didn't get in Batman vs. Superman. So Ezra Miller as the Flash and Jason Momoa as Aquaman and what's the dude's name as Cyborg all got a little bit of screen time. And it was a really cool, like, little 2.5 minute run of video that to me it makes for interest in a movie that maybe people weren't interested in because Batman vs. Superman wasn't as well received by people outside of the DC fan base because it wasn't Marvel's cookie cutter bullshit. so it wasn't received as well. But this preview seems to give it a little bit more of that accessibility to everybody. There's a little bit more humor out of some of the characters that is going to seem a little bit more attractive.
It's Ray Fisher for Cyborg.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a theater actor that I don't think's ever done anything, or a Broadway actor, so I don't know him. But he seems fantastic. But that's the only thing that I saw that was worth talking about. Otherwise,
they showed off some more clips from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about Suicide Squad for a minute. So the closer and closer we get to August 5th, the more and more I want to go see this movie. But I saw a character reveal for the Enchantress, where she reaches there's a girl in a military suit. She reaches down to the table. The Enchantress reaches up and they lock fingers, and it turns over, and she becomes Enchantress, which is the coolest character reveal ever. But at the end of the trailer, there's the stupidest line I've ever heard, and it makes me wonder how corny and cheesy Suicide Squad is going to be. Where What's-Her-Head says, she says, "Now go get her, girl." Okay, you're in a room full of military people, and she's not going to get anything. And what's the point of this? What's that line have to do with anything other than to be cringy? I didn't understand the point of it, and that one piece of dialogue made me not want to see the movie.
Well, I don't know that that dialogue may not be where it sets in that trailer.
Oh, 100%.
In that reveal. So I mean,
why would you
without that context?
Why would you present the trailer in a way that is cringy? That just is now I don't want to see the movie because of that. You could put if you're gonna overdub to for the sake of saving the story, you're gonna put a different piece of dialogue there. You can put anything there. Why would you put that there? Why would you put this terrible line of dialogue there? It just, I don't know. It doesn't work for me like that. So now I need to. Now I don't expect the movie to be as good as I did before that reveal happened.
I don't know. I'm not gonna let one line change my opinion of it. I'm still undecided on it. I will end up seeing it. I still can't tell if it's good, if it's going to be good or not. I still can't tell what's going on in it. I still have no idea of the plot.
I'm going to guess it's very loosely based on the Assault on Arkham animated Blu-ray that came out.
No, there was a Suicide Squad run, Neverworld or something.
Don't know, not familiar.
I can't remember, but it's based on some. I can't remember it, but it's like Neverworld or something. Suicide Squad Neverworld or something along those lines, and I think I'm feeling like it might be based on that because everything about the bad guys looks either magical, fantastical, alternate dimension, or outer space.
Well, I think we're clearly, if we want to speculate about the story, I think Enchantress is kind of the crux there. I think she's going to be the link, or I think that she is the character that's going to set some larger events into play for the Justice League movie. I think that she's kind of going to take this role of.
So she's going to open up the world of Darkseid?
Yeah, maybe. I think maybe maybe somehow the Justice League thwarts the original plan for Darkseid to come down and take over, but somehow Enchantress is involved, or maybe she is the plan for Darkseid to come in, and she's opening up a wormhole or something for him to travel through. I don't know exactly what's going to go on, but clearly Mother Boxes and clearly the Enchantress have something larger to do with the story of Darkseid going forward in the DC universe.
Right.
So I think Suicide Squad is going to be an elaborate setup to that more than anything else. Or perhaps, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you look at all the footage where the team is together, right? Where you have like Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and everybody's together. Enchantress is not around.
She's not there.
So I wonder if the point of Suicide Squad is for them to break Enchantress out, or to somehow capture her, or to, you know, maybe maybe what Suicide Squad is doing is going to stop her for that story.
Well,
but
here's actually what I think from what I've seen, because like you said, you talked about the military suit that she's in at first. I think when they're investigating, whenever they're investigating, is when she becomes a portal to become Enchantress.
right.
I think she becomes Enchantress throughout the movie. At some point in the movie, she gets... Because the Enchantress is, an ancient demon or an ancient witch that was vilified.
Yeah.
It's something along those lines.
Yeah, it's very Incredible Hulk. Like she gets into June Moon, but June Moon is not the Enchantress. They're just two beings that inhabit the same body.
Almost like a Trigan and
Yeah.
Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going to see with... I think June Moon is like the perfect vessel for Enchantress. When they're investigating this military squad and the Suicide Squad, I think she's part of the military aspect of it at first, until when they're doing their investigating, she gets basically possessed by Enchantress, and that's when she becomes, I think, is what we're going to see. That's my prediction.
Yeah. No matter what, the main reason I want to see it is more Batman, number one, because I think Ben Affleck's the best on-screen Batman we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down the best Bruce Wayne, hands down the best Batman costume. But I really want to see Jared Leto as Joker, because I'm still on the fence about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this Joker is going to be portrayed, but I really want to see. Because he's just intriguing enough in the trailers that I can't write him off.
Right.
So I really want to go see. And Joker is Joker's one of everybody's favorite villains.
Right.
You know, he's classic. He's very
classic chaos.
He just satisfies that everything that a chaotic
Here's a
evil
problem I
character
do
should
have
represent.
though. Killer Croc looks ridiculous.
Yeah, but Killer Croc always looks ridiculous because he's a gigantic crocodile man.
But he was in the Arkham games. He's fucking awesome looking.
Well, yeah, but he still looks ridiculous when you line him up with everybody else. He's a 14-foot tall crocodile man. He still looks stupid.
I know, and instead here he's like a 6'1" crocodile man.
Right. Waylon Jones always looks ridiculous, but I think
I'm talking about like as far as the makeup job and all that, he looks bad.
Right, but how unsatisfying would it have been for it to have just been like the actor with like scaly skin, right? Not like green crocodile skin, but just like scaly skin.
Let me tell you,
would have been like, well,
there was an episode of The Flash that had Landshark on it.
Jesus
this past year. And Landshark looked fucking awesome.
There's no way.
No, look, you can see it if you Google it. You'll see the Flash Landshark, or Flash Season 2 Landshark.
All right.
And he looked better than Killer Croc looks in a movie. And this is a CW television budget.
Jesus. I don't know. I'll reserve judgment. I like Killer Croc. He always looks silly.
He just ridiculous. There, that's our.
Jesus Christ! Why are you making me look at this, dude?
It's fucking awesome, isn't it?
It's terrifying.
But it's good. That's CW TV budget.
Yeah, it's CG for sure.
Yeah, it is CG. But it looks good.
They could have made Killer Croc this style. It would have been really nice. Like, make him 12, 14 feet tall.
Right.
Give him the crocodile face style.
Right. I mean, essentially he should be... make him a scaly version of the Hulk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is kind of disappointing now that I see this.
So, it's just... It very much lets me down. He looks like he's... I don't know. It's like he's got scabs on it all over him. That's what he looks like to me.
Yeah.
So,
not sure what they're after.
But, yeah, that's... We'll bring Ryan back into it now.
Yeah.
If he's not asleep or dead.
You done with all the Comic-Con discussion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
What have you been doing? Playing Pokemon Go?
No, just been listening to this conversation.
You were not listening.
I did. I looked at pictures of both of those too.
Oh, really? Who do you think look better?
Killer Croc.
Oh, really?
Really?
Well, Landshark looks unbelievable. So does Killer Croc. But Landshark looks very much
like
like
if some shit went really wrong, you could look like Killer Croc, though. You're never going to be a shark person.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with Killer Croc. Killer Croc has a skin disease.
Right, so you could look
but he's
like
also
that.
a cannibal. So
right, I think you could look like that, though.
Yeah.
To be fair, Landshark's from another dimension, so you could look like that.
Well,
yeah.
I don't do the other dimension thing.
He looks like a street shark.
Right, yeah.
Street shark's real good.
Yeah, Jawsome, dude.
I just watched the fucking video for that the other day.
Why?
Fucking YouTube rabbit hole, man.
Yeah, I get that.
I watched so much shit it wound up on the side over there, and I was like, ooh. Yes, sir.
Let's watch an episode.
Yeah.
Biker mice from Mars.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Mamma Jamma.
So, yeah, that happened. Let's talk some headlines. PS4 for another month, #1 selling console.
Woo!
Yep.
It's making it happen. That's according to the NPD Group. They also announced their top 10 selling games for June. Now, there's some changes this time. It's the first time that they're including digital sales.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a big deal.
The downside is not all companies are reporting digital sales to them.
Right.
Motherfuckers.
So it's a little skewed right off the top.
All right. You want me to go through these?
Sure. Start with Minecraft. And go
so we're
up.
going that way?
Well, yeah, because
Okay.
I always used to read the list backwards. It doesn't make any sense to
Right.
start with #1.
Right. Number 10 is Minecraft, which does not include digital sales. Number 9 is Destiny, the Taken King. Number 8 is Call of Duty, Black Ops 3.
I'm going to stop you on the next one when you get there, Dan.
Number 7 is NBA 2K16.
Are they counting the fact that this was free to PlayStation Plus subscribers?
I assume so because it does include digital sales.
Right.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
So, also, I'll stop here, too, and say that Minecraft clearly higher than 10 because I would say 80% of sales of Minecraft are digital.
Or digital.
And this does
Right.
not include digital sales. So, go ahead.
Number 6 is Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Again, this does not include digital sales. Number 5 was Mirror's Edge, Catalyst. Number 4 was Doom, which did not include digital sales. Number 3 is Lego Star Wars, The Force Awakens. Number 2 is Grand Theft Auto 5. What the fuck?
They just had a big DLC pack come out.
That's right.
Yep.
And number 1 was Overwatch, and this does not include PC Battle.net sales.
Oh, you know what, Matt? I was wrong about what I said. So this is also the first time that they're not doing units sold, and they have switched over to actual
dollar amount
sold. Yeah. So the PlayStation Plus wouldn't influence NBA.
It doesn't, even if PlayStation paid out for that amount?
Because I don't think they disclosed that amount. So I'm pretty sure that those games are just sold at $0.
It could be, but if 2K reports that as X amount of copies sold, even at $5 a piece, they would still report it that way.
I don't think they do. I don't think any PlayStation PS Plus money has ever come out.
But I mean, but Sony pays that publisher a certain amount of
but I
money, and
don't
they
think-
have to report their earnings, and wouldn't that skew NPD? Even if it's at a discounted rate, wouldn't they still report those as earnings?
I don't know, but I don't know that it goes down as 2K earnings or just earnings for the company. I don't know that they have to break it out like that.
Yeah,
If they just cut them a check, I don't know that they have to. 2K is always on this
interested to
list,
see that.
even when it's not free. So my assumption
Right.
is that it does not include PlayStation Plus, or it would be higher.
I'd be interested to see. Maybe next month, whatever the free game is, will pop up. I would have expected to see Rocket League on that list.
I think Rocket League is very hit or miss. Like, it's got a fucking ton of copies out there, and it doesn't have this. It doesn't have the mass appeal that something like a Grand Theft Auto or a Minecraft or a sports game has. Like, there are people who just don't understand Rocket League, and I mean, it's not for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas I think like a Rocket League is for everybody, or a Grand Theft Auto is for everybody, or a Minecraft is for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's on the list, but it's typically like at 10 and it pops up here and there, but it's not consistently on the list. The Xbox One S will launch in stores August 2nd, be $400, and this is for the 2 terabyte edition.
Yep, the 1 terabyte and 500 gig editions are coming later.
But you should not buy those.
That is very expensive for a 2 terabyte edition of an Xbox One.
Considering you can get a 1 for $100 less?
Yeah, and you can put a 2 terabyte hard drive in it for
It's not just
$60.
that, though. You're paying for the new system and the new controller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
so part of that money is for all the R&D that went into that. But I don't think the difference in price has anything to do with the hard drive. It has to do with how much money they spent making the S.
Not to mention you have to make it more if you still got your original system out there cheaper.
It looks good.
Right.
It looks good.
Right.
I want one.
I mean, the S doesn't do anything different than the other Xbox One, though. It's just a slim.
Right.
Yeah, it looks good.
But it does have the extra terabyte, and it's got the new controller.
I think 2 makes sense. I don't think you should wait on this, though. Like, if you want an Xbox One, don't wait for the 1 terabyte or the 500. Just buy the shit now. Because either way, you're going to have to upgrade it. You're going to have to buy an external.
You don't have to eat or have a roof over your head. So if you can't afford it, fuck it. Just go fucking get one anyway.
Yeah, I think if you already have an Xbox One, put a 2 terabyte hard drive in there if you need it, and then wait for the Scorpio if you're a Microsoft fan and you're going to be buying a new console.
You don't put anything in an Xbox. You just plug an external in it.
Well, then don't buy this. This is stupid. If you already own an Xbox One, it's dumb. If you don't own an Xbox One, it's a great deal.
That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, you don't. You just plug an external on an Xbox One.
That's stupid.
It's
a great way to lose all your data by accidentally unplugging it.
I mean, it could happen. That's how they roll, though. But I think this, if you don't have an Xbox One, and you have $400, then this is the one you should buy. I mean, if you can't afford rent, you probably shouldn't buy one at all.
Right.
I don't know that that's valid. Like, if you can't eat, then you're waiting for the one that's $50 cheaper. You probably shouldn't fucking buy one. But if you can buy one, there's no need to wait if you want one. I think go ahead and get this one because you don't want a smaller hard drive.
If there's one you can buy, you should buy this one.
You don't want a smaller hard drive, and you don't want to have, if you don't have an external, you don't want to have to go buy one. And plus, like you said, it's not super stable always to have an external hard drive. It just buy the 2 gig. It looks like a cheese grater. It looks good. Or the 2 terabyte, I mean. I wish I had one.
Pokemon Go is now in the history books, as the Apple confirmed this week that the game has been downloaded more than any other app in history. Didn't say how many downloads, but or what. I don't think they even said what the previous, like who they beat. But
they didn't. It's just more downloads than anybody else in a week.
Right. So we've talked about Pokemon Go, I think, enough so that everyone understands where we are with it and how it's taking over the world. Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you haven't downloaded this game and play it, you should at least see what it is because it will be a part of pop culture.
Yeah.
It's funny to watch. I also watched, this may be how I got to the video. I was watching some of the old news broadcasts from when Pokemon first took over the world. Mm-hmm. And it's funny how similar they are to the broadcasts that are on Good Morning America and stuff now, where they're trying to explain what Pokemon is. And it's funny because in 15 years, people will be watching that, remembering when Pokemon Go happened.
Yeah. Little nostalgia kick for everybody right there.
Yup. Now, this next one I put on here for you, Dan. You've been going to this water park. You've been going to this theme park lately. You like Mass Effect.
Shit looks good. Did you look at it?
Yeah, I looked at it.
Yeah, shit looks good.
There's a pop culture clothing company, Mustard Brand, which has announced swimwear inspired by gaming brands like Mass Effect and Borderlands.
Did you say Mustard Brand?
Yeah.
Mustard
Brand. I like mustard, and I'm really hungry.
I do like mustard.
I'll take it right out of the bottle. We've talked about it before.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big Mustard Brand fan. They're very expensive though.
I prefer the $50 for a pair of swim trunks.
$50, yeah. But they look fucking good.
Let me tell you about when the Metal Gear 5 line came out, about the button-up shirt that was $170.
Did you get it?
Hell no, I didn't get it. The leather jacket that Snake wears in the game was like $700. I wanted that real bad.
They have both.
But they only made $300.
They have both male and female versions of most of these.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, I don't know if he'll admit it on this podcast. I feel like Dan will buy these at some point. They're $50. They're $50. Hey. I just want to say, but I feel like he'll buy them.
I'll tell you this, Dan. Buy them from Mustard Brand while you can, because if you want them later from eBay or Amazon, you're gonna pay like double or triple for them.
Really?
Because they only have them in production for a short while. So if you're
those fucking.
I was pulling the news for this week, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I clicked on it, and I was like, "I'm gonna put this in here," because I knew you would care.
Swim trunks look good.
I actually think the Mass Effect bikini looks good too.
It does look good, but
it
I
won't
don't
fit me right, but it looks good.
Right. it'll look odd on me.
Yeah, but I think it looks good.
It does look good.
I'm just browsing through them again. Yeah, I like that. They also have
the swim trunks look good, except the only thing. Oh, they do. There it is on the pocket. Yeah, it's fucking sweet.
Yeah, they got Street Fighter stuff.
And I can wear that. I can wear this with my fucking N7 sweatshirt.
Yeah, you could. You could look like the real fucking deal.
That's right. You know what's cool? Whenever I have my Mass Effect sweatshirt on and I go out, all it has is just got the stripe down one arm, the red and white stripe, and it says N7 up on the above your heart, on the chest.
Yeah.
Every time I go out with it on, somebody somewhere says, "Dude, I love your fucking sweatshirt." Every time. That's not a lie. That's not an exaggeration. Every time one person says something about it, cool, awesome, love it, where'd you get it? That kind of stuff. Mass Effect is the shit.
I'm not going to buy any because they don't have any Sackboy trunks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they only do good games over at Mustard Brand.
That's clearly not the case. They have Street Fighter stuff up here.
That's Matt being there's Matt being a dick. I was wondering where he went.
Just saying. You know.
That guy's been gone for a couple of weeks. I was wondering when he was coming back. Boom!
Just waiting for my window, bruh.
He's back.
Just need that good window of opportunity.
What's that line in Big Lebowski? He's like, "You're not wrong. You're just an asshole."
You're just an asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that movie.
Yeah.
I need to watch it again. It's been forever.
It's a great movie.
Maybe I'll. Here's a bonus news story. They're going to according to some company that I don't remember the name of.
God damn! Did you even do any research, or are you just talking?
Well, I read it, but then I forgot. Funai Electric.
Okay.
Is going to produce what they claim to be the last VCR.
There we go.
I can't confirm this because some other company could just start making them at that point. Here's what's most surprising. So they say that this month they'll produce the last one.
Yep.
The last VCR ever made. Last year they sold 750,000 fucking VCRs.
Who's buying VCRs?
I don't know. That's a
like
lot.
Security
too.
people?
Same people buying record players, man.
That's a lot. 750,000 units last year.
It's making a comeback.
So apparently it's really hard to find the components that it takes to make a VCR. So they're having to get out of the game.
Right.
Do you think it is like security companies or something like that? They have
no
that they like to keep because tape's not forever.
No, I don't because most companies write straight to DVD now.
Yeah.
Or keep it all digital.
Or to a hard drive, for God's sake.
Yeah. So
I would say it probably is security because it's not forever, but it's much harder to erase.
Yeah, but you can buy a security system with like 4 cameras that writes to DVDs for like $500-$600.
Yeah, right. But you can also stick a magnet next to it and erase it.
I mean, you can do that with a tape too.
Yeah.
A tape, if it sits on top of itself long enough, it bleeds.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus, it looks like hot garbage shit.
Well,
You shut your mouth.
I'm just talking quality. You can be upset if you want, but there's no one out there saying a VHS looks better than a DVD.
No, but There's something about it, man. There's something about it. I just have a VCR. Fuck it.
I don't. I think about getting one, though.
I have one. No, you can't have it.
I just heard. You just said it.
It's mine.
I don't want yours. I want a new one. I want the last one this company produces.
You're not getting mine. Mine works, too. You can, still watch a movie on it. It doesn't fucking eat the tape.
I remember the...
Lucky dog.
The one
you lucky dog.
The one that is most in my memory is this... My mom had it. It was... you know where the tape popped up on top?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
The front? Yeah, and it was like wood grain looking.
Yep.
And it popped up on top, and then you clicked it down.
Yep. My grandpa had a Betamax like that.
God, Beta should have been the future.
Why, because Sony made it?
It still could be.
This was a better product. They were just too fucking stingy. They learned their lesson with Blu-ray, though.
Yeah.
Or with Beta, which allowed them to do the Blu-ray.
Which is to get porn on your side.
I mean, who doesn't like porn?
Yeah. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody that'll tell you they don't.
Well, the people
Except
that tell you
for-
they don't are liars.
Right. A bunch of girls that think they're too good.
Oh, they're not. They're watching it.
Oh, yeah. They're
In the meantime,
fucking
they're watching dicks
deviants.
going asses, yep.
Wow. I think you mean Butthole of Time. That'd be a good name for a porn.
It would be.
Like, when it starts, as soon as you enter the butthole, you're transported to another time, a dimension. And then they just...
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they bang
Involves
the...
anal sex in order to go to a different dimension.
Yeah, but as soon as you
It's got
start,
kind
then
of
all of a
It's
sudden...
kind of a Star Trek vibe to it.
But then
Only
you're
different.
banging, like, around dinosaurs and stuff.
I don't see a problem there.
Or you're banging beside Abe
Yeah,
Lincoln.
show them how it's done.
Yeah.
Or maybe during the Napoleonic Wars, something like that.
Like, there's shit going on all around you, and you're just banging it out. And obviously, you're transported back home when you finish.
Right, that's how you get home.
Yeah.
You have to power the butthole back up.
You have to finish, though. Or you'll be trapped there forever.
Well, here's my question, though. Do you get transported to a different time every time you put it in the butthole?
Correct.
Like, for that...
No. Just that session.
Because, okay, I was going to say, because technically you'd be going all over the place because you got the whole in-out motion. You know what I mean?
Well, you shouldn't
So-
be taking
Just
all.
be,
You
like,
shouldn't be taking it all the way
flashing through
out,
town.
anyways. If you're taking it all the way out, you're doing it wrong.
That's not true. That's what momentum's about.
I don't think
Or as
so.
I like to call it, I like to get a running start.
Oh my god.
Hopefully it'll
Is she
transport.
okay?
Hopefully it'll transport you to the ER.
Jesus Christ, Dan.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll transport you right to the emergency room.
Yeah.
Me? Why me? I'm fine.
Because you need to be there to hold a hand or something.
I got good aim.
Dan's fine. Why else? Why would he be worried about anything else? Don't concern
I'd actually
yourself
wager
with
money that if
anybody
you
else.
tried to get a running start, you'd both have to go.
Oh yeah, you'd break that penis right in half.
You act like you never met me.
I act like you
running
can't do
start.
that.
My God,
Because you can't do that.
just the aim it would take.
The precision. And you're not even accounting for the wiggle as you run.
Right, exactly. It's not
Maybe
solid.
Maybe it's a
It flops,
jogging
man.
start.
Jogging still.
You're
No,
still going to
because
have the up and down.
No, because what you do is you have her hold the cheeks open, and you just take a few steps back, and you can use your hand to hold and guide as well.
Is it more of a
Right.
long jump situation then?
No, it's a couple steps in.
You're lunging.
It's a couple steps in.
It seems like it's equal. It's like
And I
pole
might call-
vaulting. Like you have
yeah.
like this little
I was
area
gonna
to get
say,
it
it's
in.
a little bit more like pole vaulting.
Right. If you can get the lube in the right spot, you've got like a little area that you can slide it into the target.
I don't think either one of y'all know how this works.
I'm just
I
trying
thought
to
at
go with
first,
Dan's
Matt, you
hypothetical
understood.
here. Oh, I understand that it should be a crime against humanity to do what Dan's talking about. But if we're going to entertain this, let's really talk about it.
I do like the idea of when the session starts, though, all of a sudden you're just, bam, you're somewhere else.
Yeah, that does sound like fun.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing it right, you kind of are somewhere else, right?
Wow. Nope. Not like that.
Like, it's like, goddamn.
you're not
this
walking
is
with
the best.
dinosaurs when it starts.
That's true, but who can concentrate enough to finish and get back home?
That's the point. Some make it, some don't. It's like a Hunger Games situation.
Fight Club.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get it till you said Hunger
Okay,
Games. Now I got
now
it.
it makes sense
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, now I'm there. It's like Running Man.
So she
Yeah,
was Butthole of Hunger?
it's exactly like Running Man. If there were a lot of anal sex in it.
Right.
In time travel.
I feel like that
the
section
time.
went pretty good.
Yeah. This is the best
Okay.
podcasting we've ever
I gotta be
done.
honest, I feel like we nailed that last section. If you have comments, questions, or concerns for what Dan just said, be sure to write in podcast at
I don't
Gamestitch.com.
understand what's happening. Why?
Because medically you can't do what you want to do.
You are wrong.
There's a handful of people that you could do what you're trying to do that exist.
No, I don't think that's right either.
I've seen some videos you could toss a bowling ball in.
Right.
So he could probably make it happen.
Oh my god.
Podcastgamestitch.com. Make sure you let us know what you think. Probably not about this, but about the rest of the podcast.
About whatever.
Us.
Just
yeah. About
I'm
life.
curious about your opinions.
Now it's time for my favorite segment. Now I can't remember whose turn it is.
It's Matt.
I think it's mine.
Okay. Did you go last week, Dan?
No,
You
you went
did.
last week with Seaman.
Oh man, that game's so good.
Seaman.
Yes, the type you kept calling it Seaman.
Yeah, Seaman.
I feel like it should be Seaman.
You do. I feel like it should be Seaman.
Okay.
Now it's time for my favorite segment, Gone But Not Forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past, we dust off an old classy joint for you, and we shove it in your mouth. This
A
week,
classy
apparently,
J.
it's Matt's turn.
Yeah.
A classic joint, not to be confused with a Spike Lee joint.
Right.
What's the difference?
So we all had a Super Nintendo, right?
What's that?
So
All right, well,
I got Super Nintendo very late. I went Nintendo, Genesis, and then from Genesis over to Super Nintendo late in the cycle.
I got you. I went the other way, but I understand. So there was a game called Sunset Riders.
Uh-huh.
If you've played it,
Oh, was that the Cowboys one?
yes.
Yeah, it's real good.
There's red, blue, and green cowboys.
Yeah.
And they each have a different gun. Like one of them has a 6-shooter, one of them has a shotgun, one of
one's
them
got a
has
rifle.
like a exactly. And it plays like a side-scrolling shooter, and then you get to the bosses, and it plays like a Contra side-scrolling shooter type thing where you're like shooting vertically, but you also move side to side.
Yep.
Easily one of the best games ever made for Super Nintendo that you may not have heard about, just because it was a one-off game. It didn't have a lot of support. It was just a little hidden gem. It was a little diamond in the rough there for Super Nintendo.
Fuck yeah.
If I don't think you can get it on Virtual Console or anything like that, but if you ever see it when you're out, scoop it up. Sunset Riders is one of the best games ever.
Wasn't it the one you could chase down a wagon too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Weren't
On
the
a horse.
horses? The
On
horses, I
horses.
think, were the same color as you, though.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and you
It looked
got,
like Crayola
yeah.
had a hand in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opening segment was like on a train, I think.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
like
any
going
of the
across the
gameplay.
train.
I just remember everything.
Yeah,
being
and it had a
wacky.
Gatling gun.
Yep. Incredible
Yeah,
incredible
good game.
video.
Real
game.
good game. That's a
Yeah.
good one, man.
Yep.
You
Sunset
should have got
Riders,
that
Super
excited about
Nintendo.
Seaman.
Shut your mouth.
Dan does get that excited about Seaman.
Only want to get a running start.
Only when it transports him back to the life he knows and loves.
Zing.
What? Our good
What?
friend Hoffman Show actually offered up a GBNF. It was Wipeout FX.
It
Is
was
that what
F-Zero.
F-Zero. Sorry.
F-Zero on Super Nintendo or
F-Zero
the
on
arcade
Super
classic.
Nintendo. I had the F.
Dan's like, what kind of space racer thing?
It's a great game. I never could get off those little yellow bubble things on the side of the road that make your car blow up.
F-Zero's fantastic. I'd like to see F-Zero come back in a way that mattered.
Well, there was the one on GameCube that was really fun where you could make your own car.
Now the only time it comes back is in Smash Brothers.
Smash Bros.
There's a F-Zero arena.
Yeah.
Stage. I think they call them stages.
But yeah, I remember it being a lot of fun to play with friends.
I was a giant fan of F-Zero back in the day.
I didn't play it super hard. I went the Mario Kart path, but I had F-Zero.
Yeah.
Mario Kart is really where it's at.
Yeah, I had Turn and Burn, the jet game, and F-Zero. Those were two of my favorites.
But was it for the GameCube that had the jet ski racer one? Wave Rider? Or 64?
Wave Racer, that was 64.
64.
There was a Wave Racer for GameCube.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Must have been shit.
All I can think about is turn and burn now.
Yeah, dude, turn and burn.
Kick the tires and light some fires.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my God.
I think that's from Independence Day.
It is from Independence.
I just want you to know I'm crossing lines right now. That's how my brain works. I think turn and burn, then I think that line.
Blurring.
Then I think aliens. Then I think I don't care for aliens.
Game
Blurred
over,
lines.
man.
Then I think Robin Thicke.
Game over, man.
Alien's such a good movie.
Aliens,
Yeah,
alright.
it is.
The first one or second one, which is better?
Oh, man. All right, so this is a topic of debate in my house because Ricky is a huge fan of the Aliens franchise, and I am a huge fan of a couple of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Alien, the Ridley Scott film, is the best.
Yes, it is.
It's number one.
It's by far the superior movie. I think it's
James
important
Cameron's Aliens is a great action movie of its time, though.
And here I think is an important distinction to make. While they are a franchise, the Alien movie and the Aliens movie are two completely different type of movie genres of movies set.
One is
in
a
the same
sci-fi
universe.
horror.
Yes,
One is
an
an
action movie.
Right. And you can tell because when you go back to, like, when Ridley Scott comes back for Prometheus, it goes back to sci-fi horror.
Yes.
But if you look at anything James Cameron did in that time, you get Terminator and all that stuff. It's sci-fi action.
Yes.
So I think they both have their place, but if you're asking me which one is the true Alien movie, it's Alien. It's Ridley Scott's original vision.
Now, if you
of
ask me
Alien.
which one's a better movie, that's a tougher discussion.
Which one do I want to watch with a group of people? It's Aliens.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because it's more fun.
Pretty sure that is what I asked. Which one was better?
Alien is better. But which one do I want to watch in a group of people is Aliens.
It's as far as which one's better. I'd have to actually take some time with that.
Alien.
It's not that important.
Alien.
I would say Aliens is because I want an action movie because I don't like sci-fi
and
that much.
They're both great examples of movies in their genre. So, as far as what's a better movie, I can't make that distinction.
Let us know what you prefer. Hit us up on Twitter at @game_stitch. Maybe it's none of those. Maybe you like some other movie. Maybe you want to talk about video games. Doesn't matter. Just use the Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's
A thing.
it's there. I asked a couple of questions this week. Not a lot of responses. Got some likes though.
People like my. I feel like you can move on it like it's already been released. So
Yeah, that was a big hit.
For-
Your lock of the week.
I left the word out.
You didn't have the word.
Apparently, the hashtag I used must mean something else.
What did you use?
LOTW. And I feel like it must mean something else
Because of
I
blue.
guess so.
because people hearted it.
Sure.
So
Let's talk a little business, and I brought this up on Twitter before we close the show out. I would like to get a limited edition T-shirt out to people who listen to the show. We don't have a design, so I'd be interested in seeing designs from fans, and then I would be interested in us probably kind of tossing some around. It would be behind closed doors. There wouldn't be a contest or a poll or anything. But if you do listen to the show and you do contact us on Twitter, if you want to direct message at @game_stitch, we'll get a hold of any designs or ideas that you have. I would like to just do a short limited edition run for pre-orders on the shirt once we finalize the design and get that out as something for people who have the small group of people that we do have paying attention to us right now. So that as we go forward, maybe we can do some bigger things. Maybe we can kind of open the door for a little bit more support and interaction from people outside of just writing into the podcast. I don't know. I kind of posed the question, got a couple of likes on it, but I thought I would elaborate a little bit more while we had a couple of minutes here. So I don't know what you guys think. We did our shirts for Comic-Con to kind of in our first year in our inception of the podcast to kind of.
Yes. Bring us
Where
your tired.
while we were out in public,
Bring
but-
us your tired, your poor, your little masses yearning to breathe free.
Right. I think it would be fun to do. It doesn't have to say anything about Gamestitch on it. I think it would be fun if there's something that you remember from the show that, something stupid that Ryan said or something, funny that Dan said about pole vaulting into an asshole or something.
Why did I have to say the stupid thing?
You always say the stupid thing, like Pokemon Go's cool.
It is cool.
Dan always says the funny thing, like I'm going to get a running start into that b-hole, lube it up. So
that's not true. It's a mix and match. It's an amalgam of all of us saying stupid things and funny things.
The point is there's something you love about the show and it needs to go on a t-shirt so that you can wear it and tell your friends about this show that we do. Let us know, because I think it would be fun to do for you guys. I think that was it. That was it.
So if you feel a certain way about that, podcast at Gamestitch.com.
Yeah.
Anybody else add anything?
No.
Anything funny you want to say, Dan? The jokester of the show, you got anything you want to add?
If you'll quit saying stupid stuff.
No. Just for my last final thought with Uncle Dan, I'm just going to put this out here because I'm super excited. I close on my house tomorrow.
Yeah. Congratulations, buddy.
Finally sold.
Awesome.
Yep, big deal.
You can follow GameStitch on Twitter at _Stitch. You can follow me at Podcast Ryan. You can follow Dan at Tollhurst2002, and you can follow Matt at GoddammItMatt.
Yeah. Please interact with us. I really want to get the Twitch or the Twitter thing happening a lot more. I want to get more feedback from you guys and see what we need to be doing to improve. For show.
Faux show, I think is what you mean.
For show.
This has been episode 185 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeart, TuneIn, Spreaker, Google Play Music. Is that what the fuck that thing's called?
God, yeah, but if you're using that,
Google Play Music.
So sorry.
Why don't they have a podcast app like Apple?
I don't know.
Why did they have to make it part of that? They could have Play Podcast.
For Android, the one I use is called Podcast Addict.
Mm-hmm. We're on there.
You can search for all your podcasts, and then it brings them down, and we'll automatically download them. You can set it to automatically download when they come out.
Doesn't that one pull them from all the other networks, too? Like, you don't have to have the iHeartRadio app to get the iHeartRadio podcast?
That's correct. It pulls them from. Yeah. All you need to do is type in the name of the podcast you're looking for, or you can browse. And if you find one, you just fucking click on it, set up how you want it, and it's there for you.
And if you're some motherfucker that's using something that we're not on, just let me know. Send me an email. Podcast
you can actually do the same thing with SoundCloud. You can set up SoundCloud to automatically download your podcasts.
The problem I have with SoundCloud is I always stream off of there instead of downloading, and if I ever close the fucking app out, it forgets where I was at. Unless you log in, but I never log in. So
well, you can stream off SoundCloud. Well, you can also. What I usually do is I set up like a playlist. I have 2 playlists set up, one for podcasts, one for music, and it will actually, if you add music to a playlist, it will actually download it.
See, but I listen to too many podcasts. My phone can't have them all on there at once.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I stream everything because I listen to around, I don't know, probably around 10 to 15 podcasts a week.
Holy cow!
Oh, it's atrocious the amount of time I spend listening to podcasts.
That's because you fucking drive like an hour every other day.
So, but my phone will only hold like about 3 at any given time. So, when one goes, I just start another stream. So I only download ours each week to make sure it works, and like 2 others I actually download each week. So be sure to rate us on whatever you use, and if you can't find us, send us an email, and we'll make sure we get wherever you're at. I think that's it. I think that was a good show. I think you guys are going to enjoy the anal talk.
Who doesn't?
I mean, I know it's a subject that not all of us are comfortable talking about, but we should be.
I mean, it's a thing. It's,
If you don't talk about it, people are going to do what Dan just talked about.
Right, which is disastrous.
Right. And remember, anal's a 2-party system. You have to speak to each other about it.
Or it's a good fucking time, one or the other. I mean,
well, it's always a good time. You just got to ask first.
I never said you didn't ask. I just said once you get the okay, you get your running start.
Wait. You run across the room and leap into it, but you ask.
Well, yeah.
Those are not the same two guys. That's not the same guy. Because the guy that pole vaults into it is not the same guy that asks if it's okay.
That's not true. That's not true.
You don't get to be caring now.
Well, no, it's do you mind if I get a running start and pole vault into your butthole? And if they say no...
You mean butthole.
Butthole.
Of time.
And if they say no, then the question you asked was, do you mind? If they say no, boom.
And you should watch that behind-the-scenes video of Fractured Butthole, because I like his explanation. He said, we were originally going to call it Butthole of Time because you have a magical butthole. And then just kept talking as if that was okay.
It is okay.
As if the problem is not that you have a magical butthole, it's that Walmart said we can't put a game that says butthole on a shelf. Fractured Butthole is fucking genius.
It is.
You should almost buy that game because of the name. It's really smart.
It's an amazing name.
All right. Good night.
Good night.